The film starts with a sequence in which Axel Foley, a daring yet skilled cop in Detroit, carries out a covert sting operation without authorization. He employs a truck loaded with cigarettes, previously confiscated by the police as evidence in a different case, in an attempt to trap two hustlers. However, the undercover deal is disrupted by two patrol officers, leading to one criminal escaping on foot while the other speeds off in the truck, leaving Axel stuck inside. An intense chase ensues, causing significant damage, until the truck eventually crashes and the second criminal flees, leaving Axel without any arrests. Back at the police station, Axel faces strong censure from his hot-headed superior, Inspector Todd, who warns Axel that any further unauthorized operations will result in his dismissal and criminal charges. Returning home, Axel finds his ex-convict best friend, Mikey Tandino, at his place. Mikey has just returned from a job in Beverly Hills, working for their mutual childhood friend, Jenny Summers. Mikey brags about some German bearer bonds he borrowed from his employers, which briefly worries Axel, but he is more eager to catch up with Mikey. After a night of drinking, Axel and Mikey are confronted outside Axel's apartment by a hefty man who Mikey identifies as Zach. Zach knocks Axel out cold before he can see anything. Then, Zach confronts Mikey about the bearer bonds and shoots him twice in the head. When the police arrive, Axel asks Inspector Todd to let him join the investigation, but Todd firmly declines. Determined to investigate on his own, Axel requests and gets a 2-week vacation. He drives his old beat-up blue Chevy Nova to Beverly Hills, California, and pretends to be a magazine reporter to book a suite at the upscale Beverly Palm Hotel. Axel reconnects with his old friend Jenny, who tells him she and Mikey worked for a British-born international art dealer named Victor Maitland. Axel finds a way to get into Maitland's office and discovers that Zach is Maitland's right-hand man. When Axel questions Maitland about Mikey, Maitland has his bodyguards throw Axel through a glass window. Outside, the Beverly Hills police confront Axel for disturbing the peace. They find his gun and arrest him for carrying a concealed weapon since he can't disclose he is a cop. At the police station, Sergeant John Taggart and Detective Billy Rosewood question him. Taggart gets upset with Axel's lack of respect and hits him in the stomach. Lieutenant Andrew Bogomil steps in to scold Taggart and warns Axel, mentioning that he contacted Inspector Todd in Detroit. Todd has hinted that Axel might lose his job if he continues investigating Mikey's death. Jenny helps Axel out and takes him back to the hotel, with Taggart and Rosewood tailing them since they are assigned to watch Axel. While the detectives surveil from an unmarked car across the street, Axel orders a late dinner for them through room service. He then persuades a waiter to give him some bananas from a party tray, which he uses to block the tailpipe of the detective's car while they are distracted by the waiter. When Jenny and Axel leave the hotel, Taggart and Rosewood try to follow, but their car breaks down due to the bananas in the tailpipe. Axel and Jenny sneak into one of Maitland's warehouses and see two of his men taking bearer bonds from a crate. Axel also notices coffee grounds around some crates. He then has Jenny follow the men to a loading dock, where he sneaks in alone and sees the empty bearer bond crate waiting to be processed with other crates. When Axel encounters a security guard, he pretends to be a customs inspector and demands to review the warehouse's crate records. Upon returning to the hotel, Axel notices Taggart and Rosewood still in the unmarked car, waiting for him. He sneaks into their car, surprising the two men who are annoyed because his antics cost them 2 days' pay. Axel proposes a truce by suggesting they take him somewhere classy. That classy place turns out to be a strip club. While there, Axel observes two men entering the club in trench coats. Given it's June, he finds their attire suspicious and suspects they plan to rob the club. His suspicions are correct, and the men pull out shotguns hidden under their coats. Axel and Taggart manage to disarm the robbers, leading to a newfound respect between them. Later, Axel lies to Bogomil, saying Taggart and Rosewood had been trailing him at the club and deserved credit for stopping the attempted robbery. However, Taggart and Rosewood tell Bogomil the truth, admitting they accompanied Axel by invitation and that Axel initiated the takedown. Although Bogomil appreciates Axel thwarting the robbery, he's frustrated with Taggart and Rosewood's perceived incompetence. He reassigns two other detectives, Foster and McCabe, to follow Axel instead. Axel mildly scolds Taggart and Rosewood before departing, noting that his fabricated story about their actions is succeeding. The following day, Foster and McCabe find Axel loitering outside Maitland's gated estate. When Maitland's car leaves the property, Axel jumps into his Nova and tails him, with the detectives in pursuit. Skillfully, Axel evades Foster and McCabe, following Maitland to an upscale country club. He cons the maitre d' to gain entry to the banquet hall, where he directly confronts Maitland about murdering Mikey. As Zach seizes Axel, Axel tosses him into the buffet table, causing the police to arrive at the scene. Axel is arrested once more. At the police station, Bogomil demands explanations, and Axel finally divulges what he knows. Maitland is smuggling bearer bonds into the country and had Mikey killed because Mikey stole some of the bonds. Axel also suspects Maitland of drug trafficking, referring to the coffee grounds he found in the warehouse. Bogomil confirms that drug traffickers sometimes conceal cocaine in coffee grounds to confuse drug-sniffing dogs. Bogomil begins to empathize with Axel and finds his theories interesting, but admits he can't arrest Maitland based on unverified claims. To make matters worse, the strict police chief Hubbard has ordered Axel to leave Beverly Hills due to his numerous violations across the city. Following Hubbard's orders, Bogomil instructs Rosewood to escort Axel out of the city. Axel lets Rosewood know that Maitland has another shipment coming but chooses not to inform Bogomil, thinking Bogomil won't be helpful. Rosewood drives Axel to the art gallery to see Jenny, where Axel asks for her warehouse key. Jenny insists on accompanying them. Rosewood stays in an unmarked car, unable to enter until Axel and Jenny confirm evidence is present, otherwise, it would be an illegal search. In the warehouse, Axel finds large bags of cocaine concealed in coffee grounds inside a crate. Zach and his men suddenly appear and capture Axel and Jenny at gunpoint. From outside, Rosewood watches helplessly as Maitland and more men enter the warehouse. After exchanging words, Zach admits to Axel that he killed Mikey. Maitland and Zach leave, taking Jenny hostage and leaving Axel to their men. Rosewood then decides to enter the warehouse to help Axel escape. On their way to Maitland's mansion, Rosewood contacts Taggart, informing him about the drugs in the warehouse and not to tell Bogomil. Taggart orders Foster and McCabe to investigate the warehouse and hurries to join Axel and Rosewood. Axel, Rosewood, and a hesitant Taggart sneak into the mansion's grounds but are quickly pinned down by gunfire from Maitland's men. Back at the station, Bogomil notices the absence of the 4 detectives and learns of a reported shooting. Realizing the address is Maitland's, Bogomil dispatches all units to the mansion. At the mansion, the police briefly gain the upper hand, shooting down several gunmen. Axel instructs Rosewood and Taggart to cover him as he enters the mansion. Inside the mansion, Zach is armed and on the hunt for Axel. The intense chase ends with Axel shooting Zach to death. As Axel enjoys his brief moment of triumph, he is shot in the arm by Maitland. Soon after, Bogomil and a group of police officers storm the compound, arresting Maitland's security team. Within the mansion, Axel confronts Maitland, who threatens Jenny with a gun. The tense standoff is interrupted when Bogomil appears behind Axel, aiming his gun at Maitland. Distracted, Maitland allows Jenny to escape. Axel and Bogomil then fire at Maitland, killing him. Once the chaos settles, Hubbard arrives demanding an explanation. Bogomil fabricates a story, claiming he spearheaded the investigation into Maitland based on tips from Jenny and Axel, and that Axel was just an observer. Skeptical, Hubbard asks Taggart to confirm the story, which he does, having learned his lesson from their previous encounter. Hubbard reluctantly accepts Bogomil's account. Axel later pleads with Bogomil to contact Todd in Detroit, fearing he might lose his job and saying he would relocate to Beverly Hills and work as a private detective if necessary. Bogomil assures him he will resolve the situation. In the evening, as Axel prepares to leave the Beverly Palm Hotel, Rosewood and Taggart arrive. They inform him that Bogomil has instructed them to personally escort him out of town. Taggart then tells the hotel desk clerk that the Beverly Hills Police Department will cover Axel's bill, a gesture that touches Axel. In return, Axel gives each detective a hotel bathrobe, also covered by the police. Outside, Axel proposes a drink with his new friends. Taggart, who is always strict about following the rules, concedes that one drink won't kill us. Taggart and Rosewood trail after Axel, who enthusiastically announces they're heading to the ideal spot. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to watch more videos like this. Thanks and see you again soon. Take care.